Hello. Hello, this is the My Artifact episode number 3771. Today's date is December 21. Yeah, December 21, 2025. It's been almost like a morning at 9:12 a.m. Alright, yeah. I'm kind of like a feel look really good in the camera. I don't know why I'm kind of like saying this thing. But first of all is that I decided to kind of like a record a video artifact episode. Okay. Why? I just wanted to figure it out. I just wanted to face that little bit of kind of like hesitation and things and that. And also yesterday I did record a video artifact and the audio is really good. It's not really that bad, so that is also okay. I'm actually recording with a front video camera. Okay, yeah. It kind of like gives me 1080 30 fps, which is good, and that's what I needed. That's it. Fine. By the way, artifact episode is not meant for quality or how do I supposed to look. It's meant for kind of like a something audio. Audio is somewhat something really essential. Whatever. So should we jump into the question? All right, let's go. All right. The question is, what if you could live in a video game? Okay. First of all, what is at least this question and why am I asking this question to myself? This is what if question. Why am I asking this question to myself? What if question is always really interested way to give the answer. It kind of like a force you to think about that reality. And when I try to think about that reality, or when I try to create that reality, I'm kind of like utilizing my knowledge and information and experience that I that I've been through. And it kind of like a somebody feel really good while kind of like utilizing this knowledge and information and things like that. Okay. I'm kind of like a little bit something that when I try to tell you all those information and I don't really see any kind of like facial changes, nothing really at all. I wanted to change basically when you try to audio record, you are kind of like not kind of like showing the emotions, because you are not kind of like showing the emotion, because the emotion cannot able to be seen on the audio format, but in the video format you can able to see the kind of like a emotion on my face. Okay, yeah, because it's a visual kind of like a thing. By the way, it's very cold. Yeah, last night was almost like a 9 degrees Celsius. It was like really fucking cold. Okay, yeah. Okay, disclaimer. Sorry, I kind of like something off the topic. Okay, yeah. Disclaimer. The information that I'm trying to tell you is not exactly right, or is not exactly wrong either. It's a raw, it's unfiltered, it's just my opinion. So do not believe in any kind of information that I'm saying, or do not seek for any kind of information that I'm saying. It's just my opinion, and opinion are subjective. All right, yeah. Now the question is that what kind of wait, I just forgot the question. The question is that what if you could live in a video game? What kind of a video game that you wanted to live? What kind of a video game that I wanted to live? Well, I'm not usually play that much video game. The reason is that I was not really familiar with the video game that much. Because since I uh, if you are thinking that I didn't really get that much kind of I'm belong to the India. Okay, yeah. Every time I kind of tell this thing that where am I supposed to belong in, because every time it kind of something, every time it kind of something represent where I came from, and that is somewhat something really essential to essential for you to understand that what is exactly my reality, what is exactly my surrounding and things like that. In my surrounding, usually my parents, I don't really think that playing video game or these are kind of something, not a kind of it's considered as a kind of a waste of time. Okay, yeah. My parents thinks that it's a waste of time, and that's why I never really have any kind of some video game or nothing really at all. By the way, smartphones are actually came very late. Okay, yeah. the first smartphone that I kind of like utilize at the age of maybe probably at the age of maybe early 20s. Yeah, early 20s, because yeah, early 20s, probably at the age of maybe 22. Yeah, 22. Yeah, 20. Yeah, 22. Yes, early 20s. Before that, I never really play that much kind of like a something like, basically, why am I kind of like a mention mobile phone? Because mobile phone are kind of like a something utilized for gaming and things like that in today's world. But when the mobile phone launch and things like that, at that time, having a, yeah, they have kind of a couple of games, but it's a kind of like a very simple game, like a snake or kind of like a bounce and things like that. There is nothing really at all. Okay, so basically this thing, my relation with the game is very less as compared to, yeah. But one thing is that when I was a child, or when I was a kind of like a teenage, a kind of like a normal boy, a teenager boy, or yeah, uh, I love to watch a kind of like a something, a game. Okay, yeah, love to watch means what? Because I don't really have any console. Okay, so one of my friend who has that console, and basically this thing now, we have kind of like a rule that whoever that console belongs to, that particular person will gonna play, and rest of the people will gonna watch. And I am that kind of like the rest of the people who are kind of like suddenly just sit there and kind of like watching. Oh, this is a Mario, this is a Contra, and this is Adventure Iceland and things like that. So I never really play that much. Okay, yeah. Sometimes I get the opportunity to play, but like I just only watch game. Okay, I never really play that much game. Okay, yeah. When I kind of like went into the college and things like that. So at that time, we all our boys are kind of like went to the game parlor. Okay, in the game parlor, we usually kind of like play like a WWE. Okay, yeah. Like in game parlor. Okay, if you don't really understand the concept of game parlor, in India we have this concept that a kind of like a place where if anyone can go and anyone can play the game. You have to pay kind of like a significant amount of money, like let's just say 10 rupees, 20 rupees for an hour, and you just kind of like sit there and kind of like play a game. Okay, yeah. There is a kind of like a PS1 or PS2, maybe, I'm not really sure. Yeah, they have there like this kind of like console was there, and they are kind of like really good. They have inbuilt games, something like a WWE is one of the kind of like assembly game that most of people usually play. So we actually play this game. But there are couple of games that people usually play. San Andreas. Okay, San Andreas is a, yeah, San Andreas is the kind of like assembly game, open world game that you can do anything. And when I kind of like I didn't really play that game, but when I see that game, that people who are kind of like playing such a thing, I just feel like that, wow, you can do anything at all. That's a really crazy thing. Okay, yeah. Like I never really understand the concept of open world, what exactly it means and things like that. So it just felt like that really good. Okay, yeah, but I didn't really have a chance to play this game. And it's not meant to be that I don't really have money, but it's like that like I don't really have money at that time. Okay, yeah. Like a 20 rupees to kind of like a pay for game, it's not a kind of like a things that I could afford. But still is, yeah, I am actually kind of like when I went to the game parlor, I just kind of like sits in the corner and kind of like see what who was playing and things, and that I was kind of like looking at them. There is also one game who I'm kind of like a really admire by the visual. Okay, yeah. Mortal Compact. Mortal Compact. I'm not really sure, it's maybe one or two. Okay, yeah. I'm actually talking about in 2000, kind of like 2009 or 2011. Yeah, 2011 or 2012. Okay, this story is actually all about that. And the people who are kind of like playing this modern Mortal Compact. Okay, yeah. And this game is a kind of like a very brutal, the way that they are kind of like killing the animal. There is a two people who are kind of like playing this kind of like this, which is really good. Okay, yeah. And it's really great, but still I haven't really played that game. Okay, yeah. The reason is that first of all I couldn't afford. Okay, another thing is that I don't know how to play, and another thing is that I don't know, like basically playing a game is kind of like always feel like out of my league. Okay, yeah, it just felt like that probably it's not like that. I don't really love games. I love games too. Okay, yeah. But probably this thing, when at that time I kind of like really excited to play the game, but uh, just couldn't afford and couldn't have this thing, nothing really at all. Yeah, and it's not the kind of like a thing that we are very poor and things, no, nothing really at all. It's not. It's a kind of like a sort of mentality. It's a kind of like a sort of, my father thinks that if you could play the games, then your child should supposed to be spoiled and things and that and that. So my father never really kind of like allow me to play this video game or nothing really at all. So but still we like basically I just kind of like went to one of my friend homes and kind of like play a bunch of games, but yeah, never really that much. uh, the first actual experience of game that I play when I bought the computer, okay, yeah, in 2000 maybe 15 14 or 15, I'm not really 14, yeah, 13 14, yeah, 2000, yeah, 2000, I'm not really sure. I complete my diploma in, no, sorry, I complete my 12th in 2011, 2012, yeah. It's a story about 2012 or 2013. At that time, my father actually bought me a computer. Like, like the story was kind of like something really very crazy because of that. It just think that na ki I kind of like really need a computer. Okay, and I asked my father to kind of like give me computer, give me computer. I just kind of like went crazy. Like I'm just like basically what I did. I went to the internet cafe to start working over there. Okay, yeah, and why is that? Because of that key I can access the computer for free. Because at that time I was like, I'm kind of like a very geeky nerd, by the way. I like kind of like some computers and internet and things. I'm really geeky, okay, regarding about the uh, like tech nerd, probably, if you wanna say. Okay, yeah. So I'm really excited for this kind of like internet and computers and things and that. I don't really have any computer. So I kind of like went to the internet cafe and probably just kind of like some internet cafe. What you have to do is that in the internet cafe you just kind of like allow the entry that which person kind of like came to kind of like write down. He was kind of like say this thing, I'm kind of like here for an hour. So kind of like there is a software, you just kind of like allow to click allow to use allow to use this computer for an hour, and all those computer actually connected to the main computer that handle me. So it was kind of like really good, so that I am so I can allow to access internet for free, as well as I'm kind of like stay there for almost like like basically 5-6 hour. Because let's just say that at that time I was kind of like doing college, and college was not really that much, like basically just a 4 hour of college. And kind of like after like basically I decided that in the evening I will gonna come. Okay, yeah. So I kind of like joined that internet cafe. Okay, I kind of like mentioned that I will gonna come at let's just say 5 p.m. Okay, yeah, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, like 5 hour I was gonna sit there. And he said, yeah, definitely. And he will gonna pay me like a 500 rupees per month. Okay, 500 rupees was too much, yeah, at that time. And I was like, yeah, okay, because it's kind of like I had so much value in my life. Like basically I'm accessing computer, as well as I'm kind of like getting the internet and things. It was kind of like a way much bigger thing. If that particular owner didn't really pay me any kind of like a salary, that is still good enough, because I can access the internet, which is, yeah. So I went there. Okay, yeah. And I was kind of like doing all those things, and I didn't really ask to my parents, nothing really at all. I just kind of like went there. And then my parents are kind of like, when the parents find out, they are kind of like really frustrated. They will gonna say, what are you doing with your life and things and that. Like this is why we are kind of like only paying you money for kind of like your education, and you are kind of like doing the internet cafe and things. They kind of like scold me in very things and that. And I also kind of like say, I need a computer, give me my fucking computer. Okay, yeah. Then my father bought me a computer. Okay, then I kind of like somebody left that left that store, left that kind of like internet cafe. Okay, yeah. So in 2013 I like my father bought me a computer. Okay, yeah. And this is the first time I like when I bought the computer, this is the first time I kind of like experienced something very new. Okay, yeah. New means what? Gaming. Okay, because before that I never really usually play a game a lot. Maybe kind of like in game parlor, maybe a couple of hour, 1 or 2 hour, that's it. But I never really play a game that much. But when I have a computer and when I kind of like install the game called Need for Speed Most Wanted. Okay, yeah, Most Wanted 1. Okay, Most Wanted 1. Okay, NFS Most Wanted. This kind of like a only game. Okay, it's a classic OG game. I play that game, and when I play that game, it was like oh my god. Like basically when you press this W and kind of like a side button and things and that, it was like so crazy. I don't know how do I supposed to explain this thing. Like basically what I'm trying to tell you is this thing na ki it was kind of like a real feel really good that you could press some sort of button and you could control that car. And for me that's kind of like something very huge thing that before that I never really seen that particular stuff. It was kind of like so crazy. Like I seen that, but I never really experienced this thing. Like what I'm trying to tell you is this thing na, like, this is the first time I kind of like experienced that particular moment, and it just felt like that. Wow, it felt like that. It's really crazy. It's like that. It's like kind of like we went into another world and things like that. Okay, yeah. Need for Speed. By the way, the computer that I bought, it doesn't really comes with a graphics card. Okay, yeah, it has kind of like an inbuilt graphics card, like a Intel kind of like assembly graphics. Okay, internal graphics maybe, yeah. So the entire game is actually processed through processor, not from the graphics card, because there is no graphics card is actually included. But still, I could play kind of like a couple of games. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Then kind of like a something, just a very small game, not really that much. Okay, yeah, like Need for Speed Most Wanted, and then Adventure Iceland, Mario. Like these are also games are also available in the computer too. Okay, yeah, and yeah, it's not really that. Like basically, this thing I play just very simple game, nothing really that much. Okay, yeah. Then basically after a year, like after a couple of year, my scholarship came. Okay, yeah. And like basically I kind of like joined the engineering diploma. And in the engineering diploma I belong to the scheduled caste community, SC. Okay, yeah. And we also get the scholarship. So I get the scholarship for almost like a 2000 rupees. Okay, yeah. So when I get 2000 rupees, I bought the graphics card. I literally bought the graphics card. Yeah, like basically is this thing. I kind of like assembly, kind of like a take out my processor, like a take out all the CPU, went into the store and kind of like a say I need this graphics card, NVIDIA graphics card. It cost almost like a 1800 rupees, and 1800 something. It's a 1 GB of graphics card. What is at least name? NVIDIA GeForce. Not GeForce, no, not GeForce. I don't know. It's something that I kind of like bought that graphics card. Okay, which cost me almost like a 2000 rupees. Yeah, it bought me, and then I play bunch of games. Okay, because then after that I can allow to play so many games. Okay, yeah. And then I installed Most Wanted 2. Okay, Most Wanted 2 was like a really crazy dude. Okay, like it was kind of like I play Most Wanted 1, which is like a, oh my god, that's a really great game. But Most Wanted 2 is like a real kind of like a crash and things and everything kind of like feel that wow. Okay, then San Andreas. Okay, yeah. Then Wolverine. Okay, yeah. Then I play a lot of games, Wolverine, and then Metal Gear Rising. Yeah, this is the game. Then yeah, basically this is na ki why I didn't really play that many games, because of that ki how do you supposed to download the game. Okay, because let me tell you one thing, at that time, like basically I have this 5G network that I could download kind of like a couple of GB file within a kind of like a minutes. It's not really that much, but at that time in 2014 or 2013, internet was not really that speed. Like literally you are getting almost like a kbps speed. Okay, like 10 kb 20 kbps. Okay, yeah. And if you are wanting to decide to download a kind of like a game which kind of like somebody have a size of almost like a 2-3 GB, how do you supposed to download? At that time torrent is the only one thing that you could able to be download, but it takes so much amount of time. Like imagine you are kind of like a downloading 2.5 GB of file of speed of almost like a 10 KB or maybe 20 or 50 KB. Okay, like it takes like a probably 1 or 2 days continue to download this thing. It's not really possible, and having that stable internet connection is not, because at that time internet was not really that much faster. Okay, yeah. There is only 2G internet, 3G internet was so costly. Yeah, like I can't really afford. Okay, so 3G was really fast, but it was so costly. Okay, yeah. So we are kind of like downloading the game from 2G. Okay, yeah, and it costs like it doesn't really cost that much, but it takes so much amount of time. So that's why I didn't really kind of like download that much game. What I'm trying to tell you is this thing: at that time, whatever the things that we wanted to download, we just have to go to the internet cafe. Like me, one of my friend Vishal, who kind of like went into the internet cafe and kind of like download bunch of YouTube videos. Okay, because YouTube videos, like in the internet cafe, internet was really speed, like almost like a 1 MB, 2 Mbps, which is kind of like really fast. Okay, yeah. So I download bunch of movies and kind of like a music videos and things and that. Games, I kind of like assembly, like basically if you want to download the games, then probably only one way to download is a torrent, and it kind of like depends on that health of the torrent. If the torrent health is really good, then it kind of like download really fast, but if the torrent health is not really good, then how much speed that you have, it doesn't really download that much faster. So game is not meant for kind of like a downloading that much, so I didn't really download that many games. That's why I don't really have that many games and experience nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. So this is all this actually happened till 2016. Yeah, till 2016. And then after that, in 2016, I kind of like simply went into the another city for working and things like that. And when I went there, then game was kind of like a gone. Okay, yeah. Then I haven't really played that much game, nothing really at all. It's just like a like nothing, yeah, probably just not. Okay, I don't know how to I supposed to explain this thing, but probably I realized that na ki how much you have influence on the game, it kind of like it depends on the age. Okay, yeah. If you are kind of like a teenager boy or things like that, you are kind of like really enthusiastic regarding about games. But when you get older, like basically when you cross 20, or yeah, or maybe 25 or 20 early 20s, it's kind of like a something very little less influence. Like basically you are not really that much excited regarding about games. You know that games are really good, really great, but like for me, I don't really feel that it's kind of like a something game that I should supposed to be continuing. It's not. It doesn't really at all. So I just didn't really play any kind of like a game. Okay, yeah. In 2016, okay, in 2016, I kind of like a simply went to another city, kind of like a doing a job. Okay, yeah. And unfortunately my parents bought me a laptop. Okay, yeah. Which is good. Like for this laptop, I haven't really done any kind of like a melodramatic drama, nothing really at all. They kind of like bought me a laptop, which is good. And yeah, it doesn't really comes with the graphics card. No, it does not. Okay, why is that? Because just understand now, like basically at that time in 2015, maybe 15, yeah, 15, 16, buying a laptop is a very good thing, like a very big thing. Okay, yeah. And basically you have a graphics card in your laptop is even more bigger thing. Like literally it's called as a kind of like a ultra luxury laptop. And obviously it's this thing that it's like that I don't know, it's like basically in right now, like every laptop comes with the graphics card, but at that time graphics card was kind of like considered as a luxury. Okay, yeah. So it's not a kind of like a things that I could have supposed to be effort and things like that. So I didn't really and at that time gaming was not really that much kind of like a really matter to me. Okay, because I was kind of like a really excited for the movies, and movies are kind of like only one thing that I wanted to continue. Yeah, movies are kind of like a simply just, yeah, it kind of like hit me harder as compared to game. Okay, yeah. So I never really play that many games, nothing really at all. Okay, then there is a one thing, one there is a one kind of like assembly moment that I wanted to experience. Like I explained. Okay, yeah. So basically, it's this thing. I have a laptop. I was actually kind of like assembly another city, and I was kind of like living in the apartment. Okay, and the whole apartment was alone. Okay, nothing really at all, and I have my laptop, and I bought the projector. Okay, yeah. Projector is not really that much expensive. I kind of like a very cheaper projector. Okay, it cost me, let's just say, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000, which is very cheap laptop. Sorry, cheap projector. I bought the projector. Okay, and then what I did is that, okay, after I like in the morning, I kind of like went to the office and kind of like do my work and lot of hassle and things like that. In the night, okay, yeah, I turn on my laptop, turn on my projector, and kind of like actually watching movies. Okay, yeah, and it was really great, amazing movies. Like it was kind of like a really like it. The experience was like not the projector experience was not really that much, but it's good. It's great. Like it felt like that. It's really good. Okay, yeah. Then I kind of like simply watch a gameplay, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Okay, yeah. Gameplay. No, I didn't really play the game. I watched the gameplay on YouTube platform. I don't know what exactly this gameplay means. What like you can able to be like a seeing the gameplay on YouTube. It's kind of like a something first time I experienced. But there is a person who's kind of like a playing that particular game, and he was kind of like a recording that game. Okay, and upload that game on a YouTube platform. And like me, there are multiple people who are kind of like a watching that game. So I was watching that game, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and oh my god, like literally just like that, now. Okay, I wanted to explain something. Okay, for me, game is kind of like what kind of like a game is kind of like add value. Okay, game is just like a basically before that, before this experience, game was kind of like a something just a entertainment purpose, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. I was kind of like I'm kind of like a film person. I like watching films. I kind of like a designing films. Yeah. So it's a kind of like a, simply one of my thing to kind of like a regarding about like film is my thing. Game is not. Okay, yeah. But game is a kind of like a something that is beyond the film. Beyond the film's what? Like a basically is this in the film you have little bit of restriction regarding about what can you show, what you cannot able to show, like the action, the brutal, the things, and that and that and that, like a basically the imaginary things that you could kind of like a showcase in the game, you cannot replicate in the movie. You can replicate, but it takes time, effort, and it's not really feel really look really good. Okay, yeah. But gaming is a kind of like somebody way much different action and things like that, and this is what kind of like somebody action that I seen first time in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. The way that they use tool, the way that they're doing action, the way that they are climbing on the wall, it was like it was kind of like somebody just like blew my mind. It's just like what the fuck, what I'm watching this thing. It was kind of like so crazy, and I'm getting a lot of ideas regarding about that how my film should supposed to be, because at that time I was also kind of like designing my own film. I was kind of like writing the binary code movie on my mobile phone. I'm kind of like writing this thing and that, and the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare is actually kind of like give me a lot of inspiration regarding about that action should supposed to be, and how is that, and how is that, and how is that. It's kind of like a really good, and since then I looked at game in very different point of perspective, because before that I was kind of like looking at the game as a kind of like somebody just an entertainment purpose, but now I am kind of like somebody watching the game like I can't able to play the game because I don't really have any console or things like that, but I could able to watch the game on YouTube, like a gameplay. So it kind of like gives me very different experience. It just gives me a kind of like something very just different a different, I don't know how to supposed to explain. It's a very different way of looking at the action sequence and things, and that it was like so crazy. It was like, oh my god, it was like fucking thing, dude. So I was watching that gameplay and it was like a really cool. Okay, Advanced Warfare, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was like really legit for me. Okay, but still is this thing that I would just like, it's not really that I just kind of like watching the gameplay just like sometimes. And also the problem is that the gameplay was too long, like literally just like Advanced Warfare took me almost like maybe uh, I don't know, somehow 10 hour to kind of complete the entire campaign, and it was not really that 10 hour was too much. I can't able to kind of like sit and 10 hour to watch kind of like entire gameplay. It's not like I watched that entire gameplay by part, but it's not feasible for me. So then after that game was never really be my thing, nothing really at all. Okay, yeah. Then there is a one thing happened. Okay, yeah. Then like a then basically in 2016, then 17, then 18, 19, 20. Okay, in 20 COVID happened. Okay, yeah. And COVID happened and I kind of like somebody, I lost my job, I came home. Okay, yeah. And I decided to be a YouTuber. Okay, yeah. And I decided to be a YouTuber and I wanted to make videos. Okay, now I need a laptop with have graphics card. Okay, I have my old laptop, the laptop that I kind of like actually bought in 2016, but it's not, it doesn't really have graphics card, and it kind of like a lag a lot and kind of like freeze a lot and so much. Okay, yeah. So in 2021 October 2021, October, no, not October, sorry, October 2020, October 2020, I bought the new laptop, and it has graphics card. Okay, 4 GB of graphics card. Okay, yeah. And it was like a really crazy, like a 4 GB of graphics card. It was like boggling, dude. It was like that. Now I could able to play such a game that literally just, yeah. Then I started playing games. Okay, yeah. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare first. This is the movie this is the game that I wanted to play. I download that game and I play that game. By the way, I download like somehow like internet was like at that time internet was 4G internet. It was kind of like a sufficient amount of speed, like a 400 500 kbps, and I download that game and I kind of like I download that game on mobile phone. Okay, yeah. So I download the game. I play that game, Advanced Warfare, then Call of Duty, and World at Wind, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. Okay, yeah, it was kind of like a really amazing experience. Okay, yeah, GTA, okay, GTA San Andreas, then a GTA 5, okay, GTA 5, yes, GTA 5, and one of the like a really like a amazing game that I play, and that game is a RDR, Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2, by the way. This game, it just like blows my mind, dude. Like literally, it's just like this game is just like this is the first time I actually experience as a game what game means what. Like basically all the experience that I told you, it's just like I just kind of like consuming game as an entertainment purpose, nothing really at all. Then in 2016 I kind of like consume game as a kind of like a, something just a inspiration and things like that. But in 2021 I kind of like started playing games, and Red Dead Redemption 2 RDR2 was kind of like such a game that it kind of like a tell me what is exactly a game means what. And it was like a really crazy. Like I like RDR, I like Forza Horizon. For racing game is always really been favorite, but like basically the RPG game RDR2 is like mind boggling. Like basically the graphics and things and that, and literally when I was kind of like playing the game, I feel like that key I wanted to be kind of like a live in that particular world. Like literally just I wanted to live in that particular world. This is kind of like a really crazy, the graphics and things. The story was really good. Like I am actually consider myself as a I am Arthur Morgan, and kind of like a living in kind of like a 1899 in US in America. Okay, yeah. And kind of like somebody seeing all those things and beauties and natures and wallpaper, and the graphics was like mind boggling, dude. But the question was not, the question was that okay, how, when, what if you were started living in the game. I don't know, yeah, dude. Like I didn't kind of like give the answer regarding about what if I could kind of like started living in the game. It's not the thing, but still is this thing that na ki it add something, hold something really value in me. Like basically, like I think that na ki what kind of like some game that I think that ki it would be considered that I should supposed to live in the game. Then RDR2 is a kind of like some game that I wanted to live in that particular game, because this is the game that I just felt like that wow, the story is wow, the graphics is wow, the the action, the way that it happens, like amazing. It just like blow my mind. Like literally right now lately I don't really have that much kind of like enthusiastic regarding about playing the game, and I never really have that much kind of like enthusiastic regarding about playing the game, nothing really at all. I'm kind of like a very light gamer. Okay, light gamer means just, yeah, nothing really at all. I play so many games. I also have kind of like a YouTube channel that I kind of like simply play a lot of games too. Okay, yeah. But RDR2 is just kind of like a game that kind of like a whole special place in my life. It kind of like a tell me what exactly game it should supposed to be. Right now I don't really have console, but when I will have console I will gonna play this game. Okay, I still have this laptop, I can able to play the game, but still I realize that the like basically what I'm trying to tell you is this, you know, the relationship between me and my games are kind of like something just on and off. Okay, yeah, because I never really been on gamer. I never really been on kind of like a somebody person who could play kind of like a somebody spend hours of hour to kind of like play the games and things. I like games, but I like sometimes I didn't really get the opportunity. Sometimes I can't afford. Sometimes I don't really have interest, or sometimes it's just like not my thing. Like I like I arrive in this particular age. My age is 32. Okay, and at this age, gaming is not a kind of like a thing that I'm gonna seeking. Okay, yeah, I need a kind of like a specific game that I wanted to invest my time, that it kind of like add value in me, and I think that game was RDR2. Okay, yeah, but still there are so many games. Okay, I'm not saying is this thing that RDR2 is also kind of like only one game. There are so many games are actually released. GTA 5 is also really amazing game too, but still it comes with a lot of violence and things like that. Like RDR2 comes with violence too, but still is this thing the criminal mindset of this GTA 5 is, I don't really love that much or like that much. I wanted to explore this thing, and RDR2 is kind of like somebody stick with my thought process, stick with my imagination, stick with my type of game. That's why I love the game. And by the way, another, I also like racing games too. Forza Horizon 5 is also one of my favorite game too. Okay, yeah, but in the RPG game, yeah, RDR2 was really great, and this is the game that I wanted to live in that game. Okay, but I didn't really kind of like give the answer. What if I kind of like started living in that particular game? What would gonna happen? Uh, there are so many things will gonna happen if I kind of like started living in this particular game. If I just imagine that if I started living that particular RDR2, I can able to do anything at all, but obviously it comes with a lot of limitation. Like I always have kind of like carry the bar regarding about how much health that I have, how much wealth that I have, how much kind of like some of the money and things that I have and things like that. It comes with a lot of kind of like a health. If I kind of like injured, I will press the reset button. I will kind of like get back to the things. I will never gonna die and things like that. But it comes with a limitation that I am allowed to access the things that game designs is supposed to be. There is a invisible wall will kind of like not letting me cross through that thing, which is which is kind of like a limitation. But still, RDR2 is a kind of like a game that I wanted to live, probably. Alright, so this is it. I should supposed to be end here, and thank you.